The O'Reilly Series race was very entertaining. We had some great racing all day. We definitely had some gnarly crashes, though, as well. And the big perpetrator, I'd say, after the weekend, when it came to a lot of those crashes, was young Corey Day driving the number 17 for Hendrick Motorsports this season. And the kid has a lot to learn. He definitely has a lot to learn when it comes to racecraft and racing IQ. I was just talking when I was talking about the truck race and talking about the Cup race and just Carson Hocevar in general. He really lacks in racing IQ and racecraft. It's very low. Corey Day, I'd say his racecraft and racing IQ when it comes to stock cars is even lower than Carson Hocevar. He's very raw. I've seen what he's been able to do on dirt and the sprint cars. I think he's a fantastic racer. I think he's a fantastic prospect for our sport. Definitely during the race, I was very harsh on him for sure. If you check my Twitter, I was definitely a little harsh on Corey Day. I've thought about it a little bit more, and I still think those were some major, major mistakes. Like him, I think it was lap 3 when he took out Ryan Sieg, put Sieg up in the wall, and Ryan Sieg wrecked. And he didn't just wreck; he also totaled his brother's car as well, Kyle Sieg. So both of the Sieg brothers were out of this race very early, and I thought Ryan Sieg was going to be a big contender for the win. It was also his home racetrack, so that really sucked to see for Ryan Sieg. I know how hard he works, so that definitely upset me and that blew me. I think the part of the race that definitely upsetted me the most is when he ended up taking out his teammates. He took out Carson Quaffle and Justin Allgaier, and I thought both of them had a fantastic shot at the win. And I thought Corey Day honestly had a decent shot at the win as well, but he said he lost a tire and he just couldn't react and just didn't have control of the car. I don't buy it personally. I don't buy that he lost a tire in that moment. I was watching the car. It didn't look like he lost a tire at all. He probably lost a tire after the wreck and just blamed it on losing a tire. So that's a lack of accountability. Or I'll give him the small chance that it's just a lack of knowledge and a lack of feel of the race car, not necessarily knowing what he's dealing with when it comes to the car. And that all that stuff will come in time. I think a lot of people are already calling him a bust, and I don't think that's fair. He's just really getting into the stock cars. I think he's ran, maybe 10 to 15 races in total in a stock car so far, so he's very raw still, and I've definitely seen the speed come from him. He just doesn't have any racecraft, any racing IQ when it comes to stock cars, so it's just something he's going to need to work on. A lot of people might not remember when Tony Stewart came into the sport, not Tony Stewart, my bad, not Tony Stewart. When Kyle Larson came into the sport, I think a lot of people remember when Kyle Larson came into the sport, he didn't really have much racecraft or much racing IQ either, but he had raw speed and raw talent. When you come from the dirt world, you're racing very short races. You're not racing 300, 400, 500-mile races in sprint cars. You're racing like 20 laps, 50 laps maybe. At the most for some places, maybe like 75 laps in one race. So it's a lot shorter of a race. You need to be 120% at the time. When NASCAR, you need to be a little bit calmer. You don't need to be 120% every single lap of the race. And I think that's something Corey Day is going to need to learn, like Larson did, because Larson was drinking through a water hose when he first came to the sport, when he was down in I think it was the Nationwide Series at the time when he first got here. He struggled a little bit in the Nationwide Series. He moved up to Cup, and he made those Ganassi cars look better than they've ever have before. But he almost seemed too fast for the target number 42. And then he moved over to Hendrick after everything that happened, him going on iRacing. After all that stuff, he moved over to Hendrick Motorsports, and he's just been a success story ever since, because I think the car is able to keep up with them. I think he's learned a lot when it comes to racecraft and racing IQ. I still don't think he has one of the best racecraft or racing IQs in the series, and we'll talk about why that is a little bit later, because he did have a huge error in the Cup Series race, the Auto Trader 400. But I just think Corey Day needs to be given a little bit more time, give him to the end of the season at least and see how his performance is once we get down towards the end of the season, because I do think he is a very, very promising prospect. And with Rick Hendrick putting as much as he has into it, with Kyle Larson talking so positively of Corey Day, I think we need to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not quite a bust yet and should be given some more time to really hone in on his craft. But at the same time, I think we've seen a lot of very successful dirt drivers try to make it work in NASCAR and just were unable to really make it work. Shane Meal is one of the first people that come to mind. Brad Sweet, he's another driver that comes to mind. Two very, obviously Shane Meal had a whole bunch of other issues besides his performance on the track, 'cause he did show some promise on the track, but he got derailed. Well, he derailed himself. I shouldn't say he got derailed. He derailed himself. But nonetheless, Shane Meal, a lot of people would consider him a bust when it comes to NASCAR because everybody knew how much talent he had. And the same thing with Brad Sweet. Everybody knew how much talent he had. Came over to NASCAR, struggled in the 38 Great Clips car, continuously got outrun by Casey Kane when Casey Kane would get in that 38 car, or any other driver, really. Brad Sweet didn't really have any success, but then he went back to dirt, started winning races again. So not everybody's going to be able to jump from car to car and have success in every single car they're in. Not every driver is Tony Stewart. Not every driver is Kyle Larson. Not every driver is an AJ Foyt or a Mario Andretti, where you can just jump from car to car to car and have success. It's going to take time with Corey Day. It's definitely going to take some time, and I hope that he does get a long leash, because I do see that raw speed, that raw talent there, but he definitely needs to improve, at least on destroying race cars. Don't destroy any more race cars. At least that.